We've started to discover the different layers of trauma that exist in our bodies, that are stuck in our bodies in holding patterns, and that even create their own patterns of, like, when I see the world, when the world shows up like this, when the world shows up as dangerous or scary, then I react like this. I react ready to fight it, or I react by shutting down and running away and not letting it have access to me. It can be so quick. Again, this is what we're talking about. It's all so connected. So beliefs that I held about this relationship with my sister, of what is possible and what is not possible, are mirrored in the ways that I connected with other women as well, and like what types of women, and just everything, believing what's possible and what's not possible with them too. Or how have you related to either our memories or what you found, or how do you describe trauma?
For me, trauma is always something that you've lived and experienced in this life or in other parallel past future lifetimes, but just to bring it to this life, it's like something that marked you to the point where, like you said, there's like a program or a pattern or just a mechanism that's operating in you based off of things that have happened to you and things that you've lived and experienced. And so the reason why we wanted to specifically talk about the wound, not the sister bond, is because if you don't address the wound, if you don't address the trauma, the marking point, then you can never fully move past that. You can never fully heal that part of yourself, that part of your interaction and exchange and relationship with the other person. And again, you're always going to be met with that unresolved, unsaid wound.
It lives and festers.
It lives and festers and shows up to rear its ugly head over and over again, because our wounds will always signal, like, pay attention to me. Just like the pains in the body will always signal, pay attention to me. I need you to become aware. I need you to see this, feel it, heal it.
Address it, yeah.
See it, feel it, heal it, because it's otherwise it's just putting a band-aid over it, or it's just
numbing,
imagining that because of time something magically healed. And there may be people that can do it that way, but I'm not one of them. I feel like we need to become aware, address it, stir up the shit pot sometimes.
Oh gosh.
Stir.
Who put a pot of shit here? Who brought this?
You're not invited anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's again, friction, conflict, stirring that up. On the other side of that, there is resolution. There is, a breath of fresh air. Release.
Yeah.
Transmutation. You're turning your old relationship into something new, into fresh compost, to then decide, okay, we're different people now. I see it that way. I don't see us as the same people, little people that we were back then. We are transmuted. We have transformed. So now where do we start? We should probably start with some fresh soil. Because otherwise this won't work. I don't know.
That's how you brought gardening into this. Speaking my language. Fresh soil, composting. Yeah, there's just so many aspects to the healing journey, so many elements, really. Kind of leads into my definition of trauma, which to me is a blockage of either energy or um, a blockage of just my ability to perceive all of what's in front of me at any moment and have access to the infinite possibilities that are available for my own choices and actions. When I'm in trauma, when I have trauma, it limits me. It limits my definitions, it limits my perceptions. And so you were calling us different people now. I mean, we're different people in every moment. And in fact, in every moment, we're infinite. And in every moment, we have just an entire universe's worth of options. And sometimes we can forget that. That's all. We can forget that. When we limit ourselves in trauma, we are in pain. In pain, we often contract to brace ourselves. And it feels a little counterintuitive to just, oh, let me just be open and let me flow when I'm in pain. So it's like learning, what can I do? What support do I need so that I can access that flow? Because the point is, I want to be able to be whatever I want to do, whatever I want to create, whatever I want to create in any moment. If my trauma limits those creative possibilities, and there's no right or wrong, there really isn't. But if I see that my trauma is blocking me in a way that I would like it to not, then learning what can I do when I feel stiff, when I feel contracted, when I am bracing myself and feeling pain, tapping into my pain. Do you want to share any of the things that you've been learning to work with the trauma that you've discovered in your own body and your own
I'm big on crying.
life? It's my
I'm
favorite.
all about the release, and for me, it's just easy to feel. I can go to a memory very easily. I can take myself there almost like astral traveling, but I just go back to a memory and I can feel that moment and stir it up somehow like a freaking hurricane inside of me to then cry it out because I'm a very watery being, and I think that there is such power in that. You're moving the energy out in a visceral way again, like in a physical way. When tears come out of your eyes, it's like it's healing for me. And then the other main way that I allow trauma to come up and then I transmute it is through writing. So again, not pretending it didn't happen, but I am taking some of its power away and I'm transmuting it into something creative. I'm transmuting it into maybe even sometimes I write from the now. And so again, we said, from moment to moment, you're a different person. You are vibrating in a different frequency. I'm a different frequency in my now than I was when I had a traumatic childhood with you. So I have a different view. I have a different bird's eye view. It's like you're looking at the movie of your life, right? And that's just one scene. So then I write it out and I take away its power. It's power to hurt me. If it's in there and it's causing stuff, it has power in our memory, in our cells, in our water, in the waters of our bodies and our beings. Why can't I use that to power something else, to power a creative endeavor, to power like the future path that I'm forging?
Mm.
And you?
Yeah, I am a big fan of crying as well. Newly converted. Growing up, I could not cry until I was just at the edge completely. Crying was her department. But this was one of the things that I, as an adult, was open to her leading me into, because just at the place where I was starting to judge my own sadness, stop judging my own sadness, and just realize what beliefs I was carrying that were not letting me access. And yeah, why was I even thinking sadness was a bad thing? All of these things, because it got me in trouble. Tears used to get me in trouble. That's why I was associating with sadness. But now, I guess in the past couple of years, since 2018, 2019, and 2020 have been
Watery years.
real water. It have just been laying it on real thick, and so with that much energy, I needed ways to release it. It's like I was feeling so much that I actually needed and was searching for it. And I could hold a lot, I think, maybe growing up. So I'm an earth sign, but I think it just got to the point where I hit a threshold and I needed something. So tears, it's just so easy. It's just so accessible. You don't need to think. You just need to feel it and let it out.
You don't even need to be alone.
You can, yet you can
ugly
be.
Cry in front of whoever you want. Give yourself permission.
Mm-hmm. And also, it feels so good once you start just owning it. Oh, it feels so good to have all that energy built up and just be able to release it. You feel fresh, feel ready to, I don't know, take on the world or nap, and it's fine. I guess another thing that I have been doing to move energetically trauma from my own body, um, is movement. I've been blessed enough to have learned feminine embodiment practice, which is like emotional embodiment, sensual, sexual embodiment. It's where we learn to connect with our energetic bodies, our sensual bodies, our sexual bodies, and just flow in and among and find the freedom and find the pleasure, especially the pleasure in this experience that we get to have. So it's an embracing of all of these energies and a curiosity and a hunger for all of these energies. And like you're talking about transmuting, it's instead of letting an energy sit and numb and harden and fester, it's like moving to release the energy and to allow ourselves to feel it, and without judging it, just feeling the pureness of it, the pure essence and the rush that is that exists within within anywhere. And also being in nature, um, that's another very, feels like I don't have to do much. Just show up, just walk, allow myself to see and to touch and to just, yeah, walk barefoot on grass, lean up against a tree. I love to climb trees particularly, and then just feel, just open to the frequency that exists here and the peace that exists here, and know that the earth is always open and available to take and compost any energies that we want to release into it. Literally just standing and laying on the ground and releasing any energy into the ground, and also asking the universe. I also like to have an ongoing dialogue with just the universe itself, or source, or however you want to call God, my guides, my higher self. Just have this dialogue of, as soon as I notice something and I don't have an answer for it, sit with a question, whatever the curiosity is. Like, okay, I'm noticing some tension or some resistance when I'm around this person, or about this situation. This person sees something this way and I'm finding it hard to meet them, So just kind of asking the universe for some insight, some guidance, and it's usually readily available. Keep a lot of oracle decks on hand with plenty of answers.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful go-to for both of us, nature and the universe. Again, it's like the earth and the cosmos, to know that we are literally supported by the mother. We are here. She is cradling, holding us. I will take your problems, my child. And again, I will transform them for you if you just need to sit on my land, if you just want to like appreciate my beauty, like my trees, my animals. We always have like really had the ability to tune out of the other busier life stuff to just appreciate nature and appreciate animals. And that's very healing. They will take you into their worlds. They will take you into other dimensions that you didn't even know you needed, but you did know you needed because you went there to experience them. You know, won't ever change that in this life because that's something that's very unique about being human and having planet Earth and Pachamama here for us and to exchange with us. She's always teaching us, she's always healing us. So I think that we transmitted a lot in this first episode. There may be more in the future.
First of many.
In the distant future, there may be another one or another few, but this is actually a series that's not only going to be with my blood sister, but it's going to be a sister series where we kind of, there's always going to be a sister here, just not you all the time, where we just talk about different topics that really want to be dived into. We started with a difficult one. We're just not about only showing the pretty sides of our journeys. I mean, I don't think I only do that on this channel, and I hope that I never do, because the shadowy aspects are just as nutritious, they're just as juicy, they're just as golden as all the beautiful light and all the beautiful transformations. But you wouldn't even get the transformation if you didn't do the deep dive into the shadowy aspects of yourself.
She was just telling me off camera before all of this that Earth is the place to experience polarity. That in some places in the universe, and I mean, I can't speak from firsthand experience, this is her own experience, but in some places in the universe don't only have one pole, or have anchored into a certain frequency, and don't experience the dichotomy that we get to experience here on Earth. And so where it does drive us crazy, it is also can be seen as a gift, as just a way of experiencing life. You can, how much bliss can one really experience without knowing what what its opposite feels like, or that's just one way of experiencing life. Who knows? Maybe you can experience just bliss, just constant orgasm.
I think you'd have to live in the jungle somewhere, in nature somewhere, where you're just, you can be blissed out and high all the time on your energetics if that's what you came here to do. But I feel like most of us came here to experience, like you said, that push and pull, like a magnet, right? That's what polarity is there's a positive and a negative. There's a dark and a light. There's always this contrast. And even us in that, like we said, that Capricorn Cancer, that's why I see our relationship as so, again, like such a deep dive.
It's been I don't know. I was almost going to call it a playground, but not quite.
You could pull hair on a playground.
And pinch. But it's definitely, this relationship has been deeply rich for huge spectrum, and also, just like revelations. That's the word I was trying to say. Huge revelations of how different life can exist, just all of its different shades. If I had been completely just like, no, life's good, and there's nothing I want to change, then I'd only be experiencing that one aspect of life. I might not want to change anything. And in this aspect, I've definitely visited so many things, and continue to get to, I don't know, in some ways feel like a wizard. A little more of this. Ooh, a little
Let's
less
add
that.
some.
Ooh, a cauldron. It's soup.
On that note, thank you for your presence. Thank you for listening. Thank you for experiencing whatever resonates. May you go on a deeper journey with this topic, with your awakening and healing. And again, there will be more. So much love.
If anyone would like to get in contact with me, she's going to be posting my
Information links,
email
everything,
links,
Instagram.
because I'm going to be beginning a program of the movement practices. I don't just practice; I've learned how to teach it as well. And so it's a dive into our bodies. It starts off very slow. We move with music. We start with breath, and we expand from there. It also infuses tantric aspects as well, all for the purpose of just meeting ourselves and getting to know what's here and getting to get close with it and draw from it deep pleasures and other things. And
starting when?
Starting in December. Exact date to be announced. And it's a donation-based class. Can't wait to see you there. Going about with, yeah.
Just be a little bit louder and it might drown out.
We're infinite!
Knew you were gonna say that.
Makeup! Can I have a martini?
On deck. Oh my god, my leg's asleep.
Extra dirty. Kids be gone. Casting a spell, the kids be gone. In the meantime, kids be mute. Kids be gone. Go spread your joy elsewhere, out of camera shot. Thanks.
My ostrich sister. But I'm really jealous. I want to try this on after. That's going in the outtakes.
I love outtakes. Where was I? What did I say though?
Who am I?
Who am I?
Where am I?
Who are you? No, really, what we were talking about trauma. Oh, possibilities. Yeah.
Infinite.
Okay. Infinite. We are infinite in every moment. And
From the top.
yeah. We are infinite in every moment. And so
I will lay an egg right here and prove it.
it is possible.
Watch
you
me.
Cannot tell me it's not. So yeah.
Wait for the This is production life. Holding for plane. Hold for plane.
Hold for plane. We're losing light here.
Hold for plane. We're losing light. I hope and I feel that we